Jocko white tea. That's right. Today we're going to talk about Jocko white tea. If you're considering launching your own dry tea, so we're going to talk specifically about the dry tea today, this video will help give you some ideas about how you could possibly launch your own product. And we're going to go through some of the steps that it took to launch Jocko white tea, which Pearl Resourcing, my company, was able to do, lucky enough, with Jocko Willink, the founder of JOCKO Podcast and the world famous author of Extreme Ownership with Leif Babin. So this tea project was actually really a lucky and fortunate thing. I had launched my own company, Pearl Resourcing, after a few things that changed in my life, and I had already been doing product development for years, and Jocko is a friend of mine through his wife, who works out with me and is just one of my closest friends. So anyway, we decided to talk about launching a tea company after he was on the Tim Ferriss show, and Tim was asking him, hey, why did you bring this pomegranate tea up to me and share with me what's your favorite brand? And people were asking, hey, what's your favorite brand of tea? And he didn't have a specific brand that he loved. He decided to ask me if we could do one that create something specifically custom for him. So I was so thankful because I got to do a cool project, work with Jocko, and of course he's such an inspiration to me as a friend. So here we go. Let's talk about the steps to launching your tea company. First of all, you want to identify what your core flavor profile is. So you need to ask yourself, what kind of elements do you really like? The best way to do it is to taste what's out there on the market. And that could be tasting other teas of the similar flavor, or finding other beverages or things that really match what it is that you're looking for. So when you can identify those core things, you write down the names of those brands, you write down what you like about it, you maybe get some samples. Then you need to work on the formulation. And so you are gonna wanna find a formulator who can help you to create with natural ingredients flavors that match the ones that you already like. And sometimes you can use your co-packer. So if you find a great factory that really is an expert on flavor, and you reassure them that you're going to be a good customer and not just have them do a ton of work without an order, you can sometimes get them to do it. But if you really want to own your recipe, you probably need to hire someone else to design that recipe for you. So we did that with Jocko. He has a very specific flavor profile, so we did a bunch of taste testing with we even took apart the raw ingredients of lemongrass and pomegranate and had him taste all of them so he could rank them by flavor profile preference. Then after we designed the flavor profile, then we found co-packers that could consider making this product for us and got quotes. And we had them all test out recipes to compete for best flavor profile to match what Jocko had in mind, and of course to compete on price. So once we did that, we picked our favorite co-packer who had met all the organic certifications and standard qualifications we had. They also they weren't the cheapest in price, but they were the best in quality. So after we picked our factory, then we went through the process of designing our packaging. And obviously Jocko has a very strong brand. We all love the dark colors and the harsh fonts and everything like that. So we decided to design the packaging based on that brand and the packaging artwork. So after you analyze your brand and what you need it to look like, your target audience, you think about packaging artwork. Packaging artwork might be different for a certain product line. The podcast might have had just only white and black, and then his new origin company that bought Jocko white tea, they've got a lot more colors in their palette, but the tea company specifically was going to have a different flavor to it in terms of look. So we designed the packaging artwork based on an extension from his brand. And then of course we started talking about structure of packaging. So initially we used a clear bag, and we wanted to remind people of what Jocko always says, which is good. Hey, when life is tough, just remember that good, it's an opportunity to grow. So we had that added to the tag. But after that, we realized we really wanted to have more branding, and we also wanted to have better ability to protect the tea from oxidization from light and from air. Or not oxidization. Oxidization is from the air, and there's other corruptions that happen from exposure to light. So we want customers to get the greatest value from what they've bought. So we added a printed film to the actual protection of the bag, which is the sachet. And then we initially launched it with a tin because Jocko loved the metal, the raw feeling. The first draft was actually in a matte finish, but matte actually scratches on tin. So we went through that process, and even though that's the one we liked, we ended up going with a glossy finish because it's going to have a longer shelf life for you as a consumer to keep reusing that tin. And of course, we had some awesome, we had the podcast logo on the very front, and we had this cool design created of Jocko's face. He looks ominous even as a cartoon character because he's fighting for justice and protecting the world. Then of course it sold out the first month that we launched it on Amazon, and it was really exciting, and fans were drinking the tea and lifting 8,000 pounds deadlifts. And of course then they needed to refill the tin. So we launched this reload pack, which had 100 units inside of it. And that product line extension was a response to customers. Customers wanted more tea to fill the tin because the tin was like a collectible. So we started with a square because we just really liked that concept of making something, like Jocko likes big things, he likes square things, he likes strong things. And so we picked that and we designed it with an auto bottom, which means it's automatically, as soon as you create the box, if you want your contract manufacturer to have a fast time filling it with the tea, you need the box to automatically pop open. So we had an auto bottom. We knew that we'd be selling on Amazon, and that Amazon was gonna be a little rough with the boxes. So we designed a lock top here, which allows the tab to lock into place so that it's not gonna just keep flying open as it's put into a box for shipping. And so that's how we came up with that. And since then, there's been an iteration for a smaller box to be able to fit better into an Amazon approved shipping box, and therefore save customers a little bit of cash if they're not using Amazon Prime. So that's how we designed Jocko White Tea, in collaboration with and in service of the vision of the brand owner. And it's really important to keep in mind that the person launching the product wants to serve the customer. So we were always thinking about quality. We were always thinking about how that would serve and benefit them. And whenever you're designing any product, if you want to be a great success, you need to keep those things in mind. Serving the customer and making sure that you are, serving their needs. And that includes on every step of the process, whether it's flavor, quality control, packaging. So I hope this video gives you some insight into wherever you might possibly be with your tea or with your product in general. The good and cool news is that because after we launched this, we were able to get Amazon bestseller, Amazon's Choice multiple months in a row because of the success of the tea. And we also received a brand packaging award for best application of a brand to a physical product. So that was pretty exciting for our company to be a part of, and was grateful to be able to work with Jocko. So I hope this inspires you to get after it, as Jocko says, and to launch your company in service of whoever your target audience is. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments below, and I hope you great success in the launch of your next product.